Everybody, and welcome to the Anfield Eye. This is match review time. It's basically a reaction to Liverpool 3, Manchester United nil at Old Trafford. And I have just got to say that I was utterly impressed with Liverpool's performance. Oh my God, what an absolute killer performance from that Liverpool team. They are on fire. They have played an absolute amazing match at Old Trafford. They've played a great match against Brentford and also against Ipswich. I think Arne Slot will be praying to the gods that he can keep all 11 players fit for the whole season, because I think that if all 11 players remain fit, that Liverpool will end up with silverware at the end of the season. But here is the match reaction. So let's go through Sky Sports. Let's see what their views were. There's an article from Peter Smith, who goes on to explain how Liverpool managed to dismantle Manchester United at Old Trafford. Don't get me wrong, Manchester United played pretty poor, and I think that they will improve over time. But this was a statement victory from Liverpool, and it was Manchester United at home. And it was the third match of the season. Manchester United should really have been up for it. We start off with, how did Liverpool beat Manchester United so convincingly? Well, the first point was mentioned was that Liverpool pressed high. It was a trait under Jurgen Klopp, and it will be a trait under Arne Slot. Whatever the opposition, wherever the game is played, Liverpool will press high and win the ball as close to their opponent's goal as they can. And I think that's pretty evident when you see all three Liverpool goals yesterday, that Liverpool were absolutely relentless. You can tell they made the most final third pressure currently in the Premier League. Liverpool is top of the table for pressure in the final third. And then the second reason why Liverpool won this match so convincingly was they exposed Manchester United's high fullbacks. So Roy Keane was also making the point, Manchester United fullbacks pushing too far forward, and Slot knew this. And what Slot did was, he had the same philosophy. If you pick the ball and you keep Luis Diaz and Mo Salah high, you're constantly in a 1v1 situation. And that is what Liverpool did. They pressed very high, and they exposed Manchester United fullbacks. The stats of the game don't truly reflect how dominating Liverpool were, because the stats pretty much tell you that it looked like a pretty even match. But believe you me, it was not an even match. Liverpool were very comfortable without even having to get out of second gear. It was that easy for Liverpool. We go on to discuss how Liverpool won that match. They ran hard and they fought hard in midfield. Liverpool needed high energy and intensity in the middle of the park, and that's exactly what they got. They got that from Ryan Gravenberch, they got it from Dominic Szoboszlai, they got it from Alexis McAllister, who each ran over 11 kilometers, with Szoboszlai topping the sprint stats. Szoboszlai was on another level yesterday, and so was Alexis McAllister, and Ryan Gravenberch was my man of the match. The Liverpool players that covered the most ground, you can tell all three midfielders are in the top five. Dominic Szoboszlai running 11.7 kilometers, McAllister running 11.4 kilometers, and Gravenberch having to run 11 kilometers. It was absolutely a dominating performance for midfield. I'd probably say Bruno Fernandes and Kobe Mainoo covered 11.3 and 11.2 kilometers. They were literally chasing that ball from the Liverpool midfield players. And then Dominic Szoboszlai again tops another table. He made the most sprints, 24, along with Marcus Rashford in that match. Like I mentioned earlier, Dominic Szoboszlai was on another level yesterday. And then they also reclaimed possession. They were constantly pressing Manchester United. Manchester United just did not know where to go, how to handle this press. Dominic Szoboszlai tops that chart again with, reclaiming possession 10 times, McAllister 8 times, and Gravenberch 6 times. Another major factor as to why Liverpool won that match was the forwards. They were chasing back to help. The midfield was supported by their forwards backtracking. It was Diaz, it was Salah, it was Jota, and when Gapco came on, he was also tracking back. It was an absolute match of complete and utter dominance. And passion. The players, they all showed passion. Diaz and Salah both recorded tackles and interceptions, while Salah also made a clearance. And subs Cody Gakpo and Darwin Núñez continued that pressing approach with tackles and a clearance each. So again, Szoboszlai played very different yesterday, and he's played fairly different against Brentford and Ipswich. He was playing from the right, but today Arne Slot said he played him from the left. The switch was pretty evident in Szoboszlai's heat map, and the midfield topped the chance creation stats, carving out 3 opportunities from open play. So yeah, it was Dominic Szoboszlai was on fire yesterday, and he would have been my man of the match had Gravenberch not done such an amazing job in that number 6 role. And I guess finally maintaining high standards from Liverpool. United was sloppy on the ball. Slot demanded more from his side. Even at half-time, to make sure they did not make such costly mistakes. Liverpool were professional. They really showed the same intensity, the same technical flair, and pressing from minute 1 all the way through to the 90th minute. And that's how they won this match at Old Trafford. Arne Slot says you need to be focused and concentrated every second if you want to win here, and that's exactly what his team did. So we move on to 90 minutes. What we have here is we've got, again, a very interesting take from Arne Slot as to why Liverpool were so dominant and so comfortable yesterday at Old Trafford. And Arne Slot goes on to mention that after the game, Slot revealed there was no good fortune about Liverpool's goals, as he broke down exactly how his side exploited United's weakness. Last season, they were man-marking on the midfield and they had a press with the 7 and 11. Slot explained on Sky Sports, so with the striker and one of the wingers jumped with him. This season, they are more with a 9 and 10 press, so they're more in a 4-4-2. They're more in a 4-4-2.